Good morning. I'm Sam McDonough, IFBB Bikini Pro, and today we're going to talk about Optimum and the Kansas City Natural Show that happened. So, yesterday at the Optimum Classic, we had Eureka Noda winning the show. The scorecards say that it was like a perfect score across the board. So except for like between ninth and 10th place, where there's a little discrepancy. So they're in like 12th and 13th place. So there's some variation there. But as far as like top five, it was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, blah, blah, blah. So let's talk about what our initial thoughts are on the show, or at least what my initial thoughts are on the show. So, I am a huge Eureka fan, like, huge fan. Just look at how excited she looks on stage, and like she looks like she's right at home. Her fullness is super on point. Her balance is very on point. I like the blue a lot on her. Just really great confidence. So let's look at these comparison photos. So here is our top five. Oops. Okay, so in our top five, we had Eureka getting first place, Bree getting second place, third place was Kiki, fourth place was Holly, and then fifth place was Sasa. So I figured out what her name is because it on the on the list when they come out, it always says Sasa Hay. But when she does shows, it comes back as Langsha. So that is our fourth place here. So, or sorry, not fourth, fifth place, I think. Okay, guys, wow, me getting confused already. Okay, yeah, fifth place. So, let's go through this. Okay, so what are the first things okay, so this is me closing my eyes, opening them, and pretending I am a judge. What is the thing that I see? And judge's job is to find the flaws. So I open my eyes because everyone looks perfect. What are the things that are standing out negatively? Open my eyes. Okay, first things that stand out. Positive things are Eureka's fullness looks the same from top to bottom, and it comes into a very tight waist. Let's make sure. Yeah, okay. So, okay, they moved Brienne. So yeah, let's go back to this photo. Okay. So yeah, the first thing I noticed is Eureka looks like her conditioning is the same from top to bottom. Like she looks very full. What else do I notice with this? I noticed Sasa's like very poised look, and I really noticed like this fullness she has across her entire physique. I love the red. Her waist looks super tight. Makeup and hair look beautiful. The thing that stands out negatively, just losing a little bit of that upper glute in the front pose. So really great hourglass otherwise, and even with the little bit of lacking in this upper glute, still it just reads as like very polished, put together, and streamlined. And then what else is standing out to me? So Brie, her conditioning also looks the same top to bottom. Hair and makeup, suit, always perfection, like unclockable. I would say that, okay, well, we'll look at them together also. Okay, I will just go to like the next photos because they move Brie in. Okay, now they're stringing them back. But okay, so when they move Brie in, obviously she's not fully posed here, but I would just say that Eureka's waist looked a little bit tighter than Brie's. I don't know. Let's see if that is true. Because that is like, I mean, I think Eureka is just a little bit fuller than Brie. Like, I think that's probably what separated them. So let's see if we can find a picture of them next to each other. Okay, so here they seem to be fully posed. Okay. And this is how it shook out. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. So, yeah, Eureka, the waist looks really tight. It looks like Brie, and I might be wrong, so Brie can LMK. I see that little bit of extra detail. Like, they're very comparable, but Eureka has that little bit of extra detail in the core that I think really ties this whole look together. Brie, it doesn't look like I'm seeing that as much as I have before. And I think probably what separated them is Brie is just a little bit hard in this upper body, and you don't see that vascularity in Eureka. But Brie, this is like one of her best looks. I mean, she always looks very good and like formidable competitor when she's on stage. So yeah, that is what I think separates them. Like Brie just being a little bit harder. I'd be curious to know like what the feedback is. And these are just pictures. Like I'm not there in person, so it could have looked totally different in person. I'm just going off of what I have. So, and that is these pictures. So What do I think took Kiki out? I think Kiki and Eureka actually have very similar conditioning, but Kiki just lacks a little bit of this upper outer glute that Brie has. So even though Brie was a little bit tighter, I think she meets the criteria better because she's more hourglass, balanced from top to bottom in terms of her muscularity. Like she has just much muscle up here as she does down here. And Kiki, while her conditioning is totally on point, the suit top fits her perfectly. Like which is something that I've talked about in the past with Kiki. So she's like totally nailed that. Like the past couple shows she's done, the suit top fits perfectly. I like the red on her. Her conditioning has been on point all season, and it continues to be at this show. She always also looks like she's having a good time there. So yeah, Kiki, great physique. I think the issue is just that she doesn't have as much upper outer glute in this front pose or in the back pose, and Brie is more well-rounded in that way. Um, okay, so yeah, that's what stands out with Kiki. She just looks a little bit more broad up top and full up top than she does here in the legs. So what I would like to see on her is leave the upper body how it is and let the lower start to catch up. So more fullness in this glute. I would also like to see some more fullness in the hamstring. As you can see, Eureka has a really beautiful like roundness and like hamstring drop here. I would like to see some more of that on Kiki because it just looks a little bit more linear for her. So yeah, that's what I think there. And Holly, she got into fourth place. So yeah, Holly looked phenomenal. This hair works for her. I would like to see it a little bit different, but I do love a half up, half down look. And I don't think the hair would have changed like her placing. She switched up her suit color from that light blue that she usually does, and we'll go more into her specifically. But her conditioning matches top to bottom. I would just say she's a little bit tighter than our top three here. So she looks like she's even a little bit tighter than Brie. We're seeing some of this feathering in the quad here. And if not feathering, then at least graininess. So feathering is like those cross striations across the muscle. So like this is a deep cut in her leg, but you don't see any of this like cross striating here that you see in the quad of what's her name? Of Holly. So yeah, I think you see a little bit too deep of grooves in Holly here, so I think that is what got her in fourth place. But what also got her in fourth place is like that she's really good. She has a really beautiful hourglass shape in the front pose here. Um, I think it was probably pretty tight between her and Sasa because Sasa's conditioning looks more in line with what they say they want the bikini criteria to be. So like I would say the most similar conditioning here is 1, 3, and fifth place. But she is just missing that upper glute in the front pose. And it looks like the quad is overpowering the glute a little bit. I don't know. I would love to see the show in person. Those are the things that I see when I look at this lineup. Okay, yeah. I think that's all I have to say about front poses. Yeah, I really am like very drawn to looking at Sasa in this lineup. Okay. And then looking at, I'll just minimize that 'cause maybe I'll need it again. Okay, so in our back poses, Sasa is a little bit off center because she's angling in, which is what you should do. So when you're on the end of these call outs, depending on how big the stage is, how far away the judges are, you want to use those things to determine whether like how much you should angle in. So that's what she's doing. She's angling in towards the head judge. And this back pose, for me, it's pretty lights out for Eureka. The conditioning on Bree's back pose, I think is totally spot on. I do think she's a little harder in the front than she is in the back, but that might not be the same in person. Also, her little suit tie is not sticking through her hair, so that's fabulous. That's something that happened in last show. And again, that's not make or break. It's just something that I noticed. Yeah, hair looks incredible. And then what stands out to me in these back poses is Kiki. It looks like she has a little bit of a tanning issue. But yeah, these top two, you can really see like why they got into that top two position. Like they both have really nice projection on that upper outer glute, like that nice roundness. Eureka a little more so than Brie. And Eureka has been to the Olympia before, like a few times. I think this will be her third time going to the Olympia. So yeah, this is like years and years of building up her glutes. Brie, I feel for her because this is her third time getting second place. And I saw something she posted today that was like, nobody gets second place 4 times. So I thought that was funny. So rooting for her to get that Olympic qualification. But yeah, when I look at the back pose, It leaves a little bit to be desired for me on these center three. Like, I think there's too much distance, especially with Eureka, between the elbow and the torso. Part of that is Eureka has a black tattoo here that is blending in with the background, so it looks like even more extreme how far away your elbows are. But also, these are just pictures in person. It might not have read like so similar as it does in these photos. I assume that's the case. So yeah, I would like both of them to straighten their arms a little bit to minimize this space and angle their elbows slightly in. Not quite as much as you see Holly doing here. I think that's a little bit too much. They're actually completely inverting, but more like, let's see what Sasa's arms look like in her back pose when she is not angled in so much, because it looks like based on that's closer to what I'm wanting to see. Yeah, this is closer. I think she's closing up her upper back too much here, but like the angle of the elbows is more so what I want to see in those top three competitors at this show. So yeah, that I think just gives better hourglass shape, better balance from top to bottom. With the elbows being out so far on these three, I just find kind of distracting. Kiki, it seems like it accentuates that she doesn't have as much development here in this upper glute, which I think is what separates her from like these top two positions. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So what stands out to me in this photo, if I'm being a judge, Holly's glutes and Kiki's glutes sloping off. I think Kiki brought the right fullness. Holly's conditioning in the back looks softer than it does in the front, so I think that bodes really well for her, and I think that's probably how she might have edged out Sasa here. Sasa just doesn't have as much glute density as you see in these top two. It just looks a little bit softer than the others, like she's, working on putting them up. It kind of is reminding me of what Masa's glutes look like. So, and Masa, her situation, oh, not Masa, sorry. What's her name? San Diego Championships. She competed with, when I see it, I will know exactly who I'm talking about, obviously. She competed in San Diego, and where is she? She got fifth place, I think. Malu. Okay, yeah. So Malu is someone else who just needs to build some more density in those glutes, and her glutes are looking similar to Sasa's for me. So Sasa has more density than Malu, but similar thing. Like it just looks a little bit softer here in this tie-in area. So just more density to get that projection in the glutes is what I would like to see on Sasa. And then I think she's like a total force to be reckoned with on stage. Like vying for those higher placings than even fifth place, which is already super high. So, okay, yeah. So looking at the back pose again, yeah, those are the things stick out to me. I would like some more density with Kiki here. It also looks like she could be a little bit tighter in this lower body, but I think part of that is just the suit cut. So do you see how you can see that suit travel like in between the glutes on these other competitors? I would like to see more of that with Kiki. When you can't see that fabric, it makes the glutes look less conditioned because they're closer to touching, so it reads as more body fat. I doubt Kiki has a lot more body fat she needs to cut. I think it is solely a suit issue. So I think that would give her a better look, like a better look that makes it look like she is more evenly conditioned across her physique. So yeah, with her, I think it's going to be more upper outer glutes and then a better cut for the suit. I also, something I see on all these competitors except for Holly and Kiki are more developed calves. It like even Sasa here, even though she's not super developed in her calves, you still see like this projection in them, like they're casting tiny shadows. They look totally washed out for me with Kiki and Holly. Calves are not really judged. Like Sandy, the women's head judge, has said that if she has had a second to like look at your shoes, like or get to below your knees when she's looking at your physique, then there are bigger issues than like the shoes you're wearing. She specifically talked about that with like people asking if shoes matter. So yeah, but at the same time, I think having calves that match the conditioning and development of the rest of your physique really ties things together and gives a more streamlined look, like just a more complete look. So I would like to see more calves on both of these competitors. And Eureka, I think her calves really tie her physique together. Same with Brie. Okay, yeah. So elbows coming in, that's what I'd like to see more with these top three competitors. And then Holly a little bit less, but we'll talk about it. So yeah, I mean for me, looking at this lineup, like as much as I am just like a fan of Brie and want her to win, it's pretty it was pretty clear to me that Eureka was taking this show. Even though I think Eureka's only downfall is that her waist is not as small structurally as like some of the top competitors. Like a Laura Lee. I mean, she's not even the same height as Laura Lee, so I won't use her as an example, but like as an Emmy person, even like I'll pull up Emmy person so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, she just had more density and overall roundness to her physique, so I think that's why she edged Brie out. But Brie, I think, is like very close to getting her qualification, and I hope she gets at one of these coming shows. So yeah, okay, Emmy. Yeah, I was just gonna show you how small her waist is, because yeah, I think that's like Eureka's hurdle when it comes to like the Olympia, not even a big one, but just like something to know because Eureka has gotten 12th at the Olympia before. At her first Olympia in 2022, she got 12th at the Olympia. So yeah, waist like Emmy's is very, very tiny, and I'd like to see a tighter waist on Eureka, even though she's clearly very tight. Like you can see crustaceans in her abs almost. So yeah, that's what I think. Okay, and then let's go into these competitors one by one. Okay, so let's start with Okay, who are we going to start with? Let's start with Eureka, obviously. She was first place. So, Eureka, look at her little stage presence. Really confident walk, making eye contact with all those judges. I think she looks down a little bit too much. I wouldn't want her to look down. I'd like her to bring that arm in, but this conditioning just top to bottom matches. She looks very full. You're not seeing any graininess. You're not seeing too much vascularity. Keeps the glutes high when she turns to the back. Maybe I'm wrong on the elbows. The elbows look good in that video. When she walks to the back, her glutes pretty much stay put. They don't really flatten out. And yeah, just like oozing confidence, really making the most every single second she's on this stage. So live for that. Okay. And then looking at her standalone pictures. So what do I think she could adjust? Same things that like it's really one thing, just bringing the arm in tighter. I think that would just give her a better overall hourglass shape. When it's this far out, it makes you look wider, and I would like her to just look like she's standing tall, which she is. But if she brings that arm in, I think that will just streamline her look a little bit better. What would she need to work on for the Olympia? Hard to say. Like I think the waist could always be tighter, like in theory. I don't know if it could actually be tighter for her, but waist could always appear a little bit smaller. Maybe she is shrinking herself a little bit. Like maybe if she stood taller, it would look smaller. Like maybe she's sitting into this hip. I kind of wonder if that's what the wrinkling is coming from. Like, is she sitting into the hip, or is that just up really high and tight and it's pulling the skin down? I'm not sure. So maybe if she stood up a little bit taller, like there's an invisible string pulling her to the ceiling, then that would make her waist look smaller. But yeah, I mean, in her front pose, it's really just that, which I don't know if it's possible to change, and the arm, bringing it tighter. And if we could figure out this skin fold thing, that would be helpful. But again, it's hard to say what is causing that exactly. Like the theories I gave you are my theories. Okay, in the back pose, I don't love that we're exposing where the glutes attach to the low back. Like you see these little shallow divots. So if she had just pulled it down in the back and up in the front a little bit, let's see if she could even like afford to do that. Like if it's already up high enough in the front, because there is like such thing as it getting too high in the front. Yeah, she might be able to, but I think just a little bit bigger of a suit cut will help without like diminishing how big her glutes are. If anything, it would make them look fuller and rounder if she had a little bit more coverage right here. I just don't want to see these divots because it reads as like less glutes and almost too conditioned, even though she's not showing she's too conditioned literally anywhere. So yeah, that's what I think. But the fullness in the hamstring totally matches the fullness in the glutes. She's not getting any deep cuts in these adductors here. Like, this is really, really spot on conditioning. Equal pop in the shoulders and conditioning in the shoulders as the hamstring tie-ins. Like, this is a really, really, really beautiful look. There is always something to be desired with her hair for me. Like, there always seems to be a little bit of, like a wave going on right here. So I would just like it to all be straight. Yeah, I mean, but that's really the only thing I can clock. Like, I would just like the hair to be a little bit more polished. And then let's see the makeup. Because Eureka, I think, is someone who usually can up her glam factor on her makeup. But no, I think this looks good. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then moving on to second place. Wow, look at this. Are you kidding me? This looks amazing. Look at the fullness in her shoulder, glute going down to the round hamstring. Like, this is a really beautiful look. Okay. And smiling the whole time. That totally helps. So, okay, looking at her front pose, Miss Brie. Okay, what would I say about her front pose? So I can't tell if these are taking at a little bit of like a downward angle because what I'm seeing is it looks like her shoulder is sloping off. Let's see if there's an individual video of her. Because if it's taken at a downward angle, then like that could very well be it. Okay, so here's her routine. Okay. It completely turned into a moment of silence. Okay, I would like to see a little more detail on the core here, but that's small. Waist is super tight. Okay, I missed what she did in her front pose, so I don't know if her shoulders slipped up. I would like to see a little more projection in that pose, which I think Eureka brought to the stage. And that's not news. Like, I've said the same thing in my other videos that she's been in. And she's still getting second even without having the same projection. Would I walk to the back? Probably no, because you can see those muscles separating and flattening out as she walks. I get wanting to like really command attention by being on stage for a little bit longer and like making the most of your routine so it doesn't look like you're like running scared. Not that that's her reasoning, but I'm just like saying reasoning for why you might add a walk to the back. But yeah, I think that hurts her a little bit. If she didn't walk to, yeah, her shoulders look level there. If she didn't walk to the back in her routine, do I think that would have changed the outcome? No. Like Eureka just has bigger, fuller glutes, which was going to be revealed, which was revealed in the comparisons regardless. Okay. Yeah, so they're slipping off a little bit there, but great conditioning, very even conditioning. One thing I would say about her routine is when she does this little drop step, she's looking lower body dominant because, okay, we'll wait for the drop step. Okay, I just looked myself in the eyes on the bottom of the screen. So, okay, when she does this drop step in her peek over the shoulder pose, you see a lot of the back leg right here. So I don't want to see all that leg. I want it to be more of like almost the word flamingo is coming to mind. So let's see if I can find someone giving flamingo. Let's see if I feel like Brittany Gillespie really crushes it on this. So let's look at her. And Brittany got 6 at this show, so we won't talk about her. But okay, Brittany, is she doing it? Okay, no, hers a little bit different. She might not even do. Okay, one sec. Let me get to the bottom of it. Maybe it's Amy. Maybe Amy does it. But what I want is just see like the roundness of the glute taper into both of the legs. Okay, I'm not gonna pause this because sometimes when I pause it, then it says that my video is corrupted. So sorry. Okay, Amy. So when Amy does this little, okay, yeah, more like this. She's doing it too. You guys, okay, yeah. This is closer. I mean, her calf is showing, but like, see how she's getting more of this like tapery shape here? Like leg into leg, and you aren't seeing like the entire back of this leg. That's closer to what I would like to see Brie do. And now I'm like kind of just on a mission to see someone do it in the way that I'm describing. Maria? Let's see, Maria. Now we're just talking about, okay, more like, okay, she's transitioning. So I don't know, you guys. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. The whole point of this channel though is for me to like go into depth. Okay, yeah, more like that. More like that. Yeah, just not seeing the light. You see it taper into the. So that's closer. Still not exactly what I'm thinking, but that's closer. Okay. So moving on. Okay, so we're front pose. Yeah, I mean, she looks gorgeous, stunning. Just a little more detail here. I would maybe bring the arm in a little bit because it's making the shoulder look like a lot. It's giving a lot more shoulder width up here, and we don't have the same hip width. And then long term, just a little more glute. But she's been placing second consistently, like in front of different judging panels. So I don't think that she's like, it's not like a fluke that she keeps getting second. Like she probably will get qualified at a show this year. So yeah, back pose, same things that I already said. But love the fullness and the hamstrings. And the glutes are like beautiful, full, like reflecting light, like they look amazing. Okay. And then we have third place. So Kiki. Okay. Kiki. So yeah. Okay, I would say the core looks a little bit distended, so I would keep the core in. I like the red on her. Yeah, I like the red on her. And then tan looks pretty even in the front pose. Really great fullness, like she nailed the fullness. I might arch this the low back a little more, but it also looks like she might just be leaning her upper back, like she's arching her upper back, uh, which is making her width look a lot widthier. So, yeah, I would probably not arch the upper back like it is here, and then see if she needs to arch the lower back more. But yeah, long term is just going to be a little more glutes. But I think this is Kiki's highest placing yet, so congrats to her. I remember when she went pro. I am a fan. And then yeah, same things I already said about her back pose. Since she's shorter, has a shorter torso, then it's harder to get like super hourglassy from the back, but she does a really good job of getting this hourglass shape because she has her lats open, so you see them taper into a smaller waist. So to just further that illusion, like to get more of that cartoonish proportion, it's just going to be more glute projection and especially fullness, this upper outer glute. And then she'll have a really, really stellar hourglass in her front and her back pose. Okay. And then we have Holly Baxter. So Holly just went pro last year at Junior Nationals. And she's done a couple shows since then. Pittsburgh, she ended up not placing at Pittsburgh, but this show she got fourth. And then who did she beat out? She beat out people who have been to the Olympia. Like Brittany has been to the Olympia, Sierra has. Yeah, Brittany and Sierra. So that is like super, super exciting. Um, I like the I like that she changed up her suit. What color did she wear at Pittsburgh? Yeah, I think this color is best of what she's worn so far because it's more saturated. The one that she wore when she first competed last year, like this light blue, I thought it washed her out a little bit. Like, I mean, it washed itself out. So I prefer the color she wore when she did her pro debut. Um, this red is it's okay, but it's just kind of looking a little bit muddy with the tan for me. So yeah, hair and makeup is really pretty. Tan looks very even. She looks like she's rounding this elbow a little bit, so I would just straighten the arm so I see like more of the wrist like this instead of like more at the top of the hand. Sorry, that's not a good representation, but you get it. Probably. I don't know. But yeah, conditioning matches top to bottom. But when she hits her oh, okay. This is like more like what I wanted. Okay, not quite. I don't really want to see that knee as much. I mean, there's no perfect way. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's more like what I want to see on Brie. Okay, we got there. Go Holly. Okay. So yeah, in her back pose. Okay, so in the comparisons we looked at, her elbows were even like more drawn into each other, but this is better. I still would like to see a little more open, so a little more space between the torso and the arms, just so we get more hourglass shape. It looks like she's just kind of pinching, so we don't see any lat, which gives hourglass shape. And yeah, just fuller upper outer glutes. And then like she won't have to get as lean to show this amount of conditioning. So she's really lean. And probably so she gets like all these details to show like this glute ham tie. She probably could have gotten away with being a little bit softer and not seeing as etched of this tie-in. But long term, it's just going to be a little more size in these glutes here. The roundness in the shoulders, I think, is spot on. And then some easy posing tweaks that I think would give her a better overall, overall look. Okay. Oh, this. Okay, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see on Brie. Okay, not to pick on Brie, but okay, let's talk about Sasa or Langsha. Beautiful. Like this is just very eye-catching. Like I can't look away when I see this. She just looks like show-stopping. Um, and you want to grab judges' attention like this right when you step on stage. And she just totally nailed it. So has she been to the Olympia? I don't think so. Yeah, I look forward to seeing her on the Olympia stage at some point. She might even be able to get that this season. It's just the glute density that I think is lacking. So looking at her front pose, great proportions. I think she is a little bit too straight on with this toe here because we're seeing like only quad and really no hamstring at all. So if she just like angled her toe more at a 45-degree instead of straight on, then I think she would get more of a complete front pose. This one just looks a little bit too forced with how forward that foot is. So yeah, I would angle it more at a 45-degree, then we would see some hamstring sweep, and we might see a little more roundness in this glute. Hard to say, we might not, but even if we saw more hamstring, her leg would look more balanced because you want your muscle, like the limb, to be in balance with itself. So when I look at this leg, I want the glute, hamstring, quad, and calf to be in balance with each other. Calf is the least important of those things, but I'm really just seeing glute and quad. So I want to see that hamstring. So yeah, I would just make that posing adjustment. She could probably drop her hand down too because she's covering up the smallest part of her waist. And then I don't love the glossy red lip. Like I think it can be a little bit much, but I don't mind that she's wearing. Okay, yeah. This angle is more like how we're seeing more of this hamstring. Her toe looks like it's in the same place, but she cranked her hips around more. Like even if I saw that little bit more of her hamstring, I would be a little happier with that pose. And then in her back pose, yeah, so I think she is just pushing her butt out a little bit too much. Like she's bent over a little bit too much. So I would like bring the torso up a little, maybe even leave it where it is and just open the lats and straighten the arms. I would like to see that before I see her stand up straighter because I think this is actually kind of pretty close to what judges say they want to see. So yeah, I would just want to open up the upper back a little bit to get more taper into the waist. She clearly has a tiny waist. The red suit looks really pretty. I would maybe run a brush through the hair because I don't want to see this gapping in the hair. But yeah, conditioning matches front to back, top to bottom. It's a really good look. And then I would say she's too bent over here. So maybe she is just too bent over. She looks like she did like a hair flip thing. So maybe that's why, but it just throws off the hourglass shape. Like now she's leaned forward and she has really great shape in the lower body, but it's messing with her overall balance between top and bottom when she leans over that much. Like this is as leaned over as I want to see. And then maybe we will talk about Brittany just because, I mean, she got in sixth place. She's been in the, oh, oops, my bad. Okay, in PC. And then I go to contest. And then I go to Optimum. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about Brittany. And it's not numbered on here, but it was numbered on the scorecard, obviously. Okay, so Brittany, this is a killer look. Like, I think this conditioning is very similar, minus the crazy conditioning she gets in her calf here. But this looks pretty similar to Holly and Brie, probably right in between the two. And what would I want to see? Maybe a little more lat to taper into the waist. So Brittany's one of those people who's placing goes kind of all over. Like she's qualified for the Olympia before, and then she'll like get fourth place consistently, and she'll get like sixth and seventh. So it almost makes me wonder if she has like such a freaky physique that it's hard for them to, say it's attainable enough that they like have it win shows consistently. I'm not saying she should have won this show, but it's just something that crosses my mind because she has like a genetically very freaky physique, which I'm obsessed with. So yeah, I think we're just seeing a big gap here. She has a freakishly tiny waist, which is a good thing. Like you have to have a tiny waist in any division to do well, really. So yeah, I would say a little more lat so it like tapers in better because this is looking like a big gap to me. So even if she has brought the hand in closer without covering her glute, I think that would help her front pose. But yeah, I mean, hair and makeup, gorgeous. Suit is really pretty. I liked when she wore the iris suit. The best probably. And they didn't get a fully posed back pose of her, unfortunately, but she definitely brought up her glutes. They taper better into her legs. Maybe she's a little hard in this. I'm just like trying to figure out why they might have placed her lower. Because like this is just my bias talking. She could win like many shows. Like I just think she has that good of a physique. So yeah, the only thing I would say about her presence wise, let's see if she has a video here. She's a little more reserved in her overall presence, and I would like to see her kind of like really take on that stage persona a little bit more. Okay, let's see if she's posted a video, if she has one. Okay, Brittany Gillespie. Okay, I don't know how I would be able to find her, I guess. Does she? Okay, I don't know if I'll be. Okay, oh, I can do it like this. Okay, Brittany Gill. Okay, you'll see that I can't spell. Wait. Okay. IFBB IG. Okay, here she is. So let's see if she posted a video. I feel like she did. Okay, no, I don't know. Okay, let's talk about representation. I don't know. It looks like she smiles when it matters, like in those mandatories, but it looks like she's just a little more reserved than the other people. So I would like to see a little more oozing of bubbliness. I know that's not everyone's personality, but just like a little bit more. Oh, here's a video. This is my, oh no, it's not. Okay, whatever. This is my favorite look of Brittany though. Okay, so that is my, yeah, that's my take. Let me know what you think. Thank you everyone for who's been like liking my videos, commenting on them, and subscribing. I'm like shocked. I didn't think anyone would watch my videos. So thank you so much. And then the nonprofit spotlight will be Save the Children. That's what it was last week. So yeah, geared towards children and people in Gaza. So yeah, that is the spotlight. And I will be back with Miami video when they post Miami photos. Actually, no, we're not done. We're not done. We have the Kansas City Natural Show. So Kansas City Natural, it went as we thought. I think I said Alexandra had in third. They don't have any comparison photos, so I'll just open everyone separately. But I was watching some videos of people who were like in the crowd, and my only critique for this person who won is that she looked like she was arching way too much in some of the comparisons, but like her shape is crazy, beautiful hourglass. I would probably have her bring her hand down a little bit. She's covering the smallest part of her waist, and it's making her shoulder cock up and like make your shoulders not level. But the arm placement is perfect. That's what I was saying I want to see with like Brittany and Eureka and stuff and Brie. So, or maybe not Brittany, but Eureka and Brie, I said that. So yeah, I think the suit color is good. And like I said, I don't know if this will qualify her for the Ben Weeder because there were less than 5 people at the show. Hopefully for her sake it does, because I mean she can't control who shows up or doesn't. In her back pose, long term, it's just going to be building more glutes. Yeah, because they're pretty similar width to her legs. This is her pro debut and she won, so good for her. Also, I would probably want to like pop those rear delts a little bit more. It looks like she's like squeezing, which is flattening them, so I want to see a little more roundness. But the hair length is good. Tan looks even. So congratulations to Bella. And then let's go to second place, Ashley Downs. So Ashley, her conditioning, I think, was just a little bit harder up top than it was on bottom, but the suit color is really pretty. She had a great stage vibe. And for her, I think it's just going to be overall streamlining. Like, she looks great, but I would like to see a little more volume in these legs to give more of an illusion of the hourglass shape tapering into the waist. So I would just say a little more legs. And then evening out that conditioning, but I think that will happen when she puts on more development in her legs, because she will lean out more evenly across her entire physique because she will have an even amount of muscle top to bottom. Yeah, really great full shoulders and just same reasoning, like same, just a little more legs. The suit bottom looks a little bit big, like it's going up a little bit high, but I don't think it's the worst thing to have more fabric when your glutes are a little bit underdeveloped. So that's good. And maybe run a brush through the hair. And then in third place, we had Alexandra Leeper. She wore a black suit, so I would like to see her wear like a more saturated suit. She always has a lot of confidence on stage. I love her hair. Her makeup always looks pretty. But same thing as Ashley, just like trying to get more hourglass shape by putting more muscle on the upper and lower body, I would say, to really taper into this waist. Yeah, she just looks like maybe she was a little bit flat at this show. So if she could fill out a little bit more, short term, just filling out, like maybe pumping out more, I don't know, filling out with food, I don't know. And then long term, just more size everywhere. Not in a shady way. It sounded shady, but I think my voice just cracked. And that's why it was Shani. Okay, and then her back pose. Yeah, I think she's bent over a little bit too much. Like we lose the width in her upper body and she looks lower body dominant. So, and maybe she is, but like we won't know until we see her posing properly. So yeah, if she could stand up a little bit straighter, open those lats so it doesn't look like her arms are like going in like a pyramid shape, like going out and down. Yeah, I would like to see them a little bit tighter in those legs. So yeah, that's what I think. And thank you guys so much. And I hope you have a great day. And I will be back to talk about Miami and Korea and Everest Muscle Games. Bye.